Hello, Facebook. Hi, Instagram. Streaming in two spaces tonight. And I am coming to you extra zenned out after my amazing power flow from the wonderful Boot Bod Squad, Emily and Beth. If you have not checked them out, go do it after this live cast. But for those of you that are new to my Instagram and new to my Facebook, hello, welcome. Welcome into my life and into my journey, as we are going to be talking about, does the journey ever really end, through tonight's live cast. But my name is Kim Leskovic. For those of you that are new, I am an essential oil, a doTERRA Silver essential oil lifestyle mentor and business mentor, and I'm super passionate about showing people tools that they can use daily to have them shift their emotions, shift into a happy, higher vibration, hence the name Happy Highest You, and give them resources and empowerment tools such as essential oils that can just really have a ripple effect on their life and the way they feel and the way they give in their life, and have others around them feel from that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Say hi if you're coming on live and joining me. Leave an emoji in the comments. Throw me some hearts on Instagram. But I would love some feedback, or if you know anyone that is currently struggling with what I'm going to be talking about or that could benefit from this guidance, please feel free to tag them or share this video or send them this live video and a message over on Instagram. But tonight I really want to talk about what is the truth? What is your truth? What's the truth of your thoughts? The truth of your purpose? Your divine truth? And if this journey into the self, if this journey of discovering your true self, your true purpose, your true mission in this life, if that ever really does end, and if this journey into exploring your happy, highest version of yourself, if there's an end, or if like, so I was like on my way home today after work, and I was just thinking about the ebbs and flows of the doTERRA business, of life, of relationships, of seasons, and how sometimes when you can reach such a high in your life, it can flow back into a lower vibration and back and forth. That's just kind of how life works. And with every expansion, there's a contraction. And so I am getting used to this as I grow and as I develop as a leader and am patient with myself. But what I've come to realize, even with these expansions and these contractions, the truth of you is never gone, or it's never something you have to work on to get back into. Like, you are already that truest, that most happy, that highest version of yourself. It's just uncovering and shedding and revealing and reminding that to yourself again, and coming back home to that truth of that knowing of who you are. And with every up level and every expansion and every growth opportunity in your life, there are going to be more fearful thoughts. There are going to be more things that come into your reality that you have to work on, that you've been saying not yet to. And I want to give a shout out to Emily and New Vibrance on Instagram for her story today. Go watch her stories if you're watching this live. But she talks about fear and how we push it aside and say, not yet, we're not going to deal with this yet. But it will keep showing up. And she has this funny example about your spirit guides just laughing at you again, basically using these not yets as sick days and being like, I'm taking a, I'm not going to worry about it today, which is totally fine. And again, we want to give ourselves grace, and we want to meet us where we're at, meet ourselves where we're at. But I think it's important to notice the number of not yets and not todays, and really get honest with ourselves. When do we want to work on these fears? When do we want to take more action? And give ourselves a by when, because yes, there are low, harder times in our lives where there's struggle, where there's fear. Hi, Allie. Thanks for joining. But yes, there are going to be moments in our lives that challenge us. And yes, there are going to be roadblocks and obstacles and things we have to overcome. And we can resist that, and we can put a pause on it. But I think the important thing is to know that and be aware that that's not our truth, and that we can step into that truth and make a by when date. So I'm kind of going deep right from the start, but this kind of hit me today, and I know some of you might be feeling this. I was feeling it a lot at the beginning of this month, and it's okay to feel however it is you're feeling. However, especially during the holidays, where it can be such a joyful and cheerful time for people. And I was finding myself getting frustrated that I wasn't feeling a certain way, or I was feeling not myself. And I think, hi Hannah over on Instagram. I think it's important just to know when you're in it, and to give yourself time to transition, to remember your truth, to establish rituals and have those at hand for when you're ready, and when you're ready to come back home to that true self and to continue that journey homeward. Because it's a process, and it's a never-ending process. And that when I was at the beginning of my soul discovery journey 2 years ago or so, I mean, I've been on this my whole life, but I think I really, really wanted to soul search. I really wanted to know my purpose, and I really wanted to get in touch with my emotions and understand myself. And with that soul work, and going through a chakra cleanse, and going through a soul mapping course, and signing up for all these things, I think I had in my mind that there would be an end. There would be an end to when I get done with this program, when I get done with my yoga training, when I get done with this job, I'm going to know my truth. I'm going to be fulfilled. I'm going to be at this point in my life where I am my happy, highest self. Instead, I've learned over time that we can create our truth every day. We can create this happiness, because happiness doesn't always have to mean positivity and optimistic and those higher vibrations. Happiness can mean that you are working on the hard stuff, that you are working on the challenges, that you're working to shift from that more negative emotion. Maybe it's overwhelm, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's grief, and you're trying to shift. You're trying to move with it versus fighting it. That's happiness, because that's fulfillment. And you can find joy you can find beauty, you can find joy, you can find happiness in the breakdown, in the struggle. And ultimately, that's going to create a higher sense of purpose for you, of passion, of a higher sense of yourself, because you're going there. You're doing the hard work. You're getting in touch with even those darker emotions and those darker times. And just go there with intention. I encourage you to look at your emotions and these struggles with intention, and be aware of how you're looking at them, if it's purposeful and you have a by when. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we can look at our emotions and just feel into them, but not really have an intention of why you want to look into them and get beyond it. And so I encourage you to be loving towards yourself. One of my mentors, Alicia Leadham, founder of the Zen Babe Tribe, something that stuck with me that she told me on a couple coaching calls away, was have some compassion for where you are. Have some compassion for yourself. And I think so often we can give this compassion for other people, and we can be so loving towards our friends, towards our family. And you've heard it over and over again. How would you talk to a friend? Talk to yourself that way. But looking at it, just however you're feeling right now, whatever you're going through, oh, it's giving me chills, but have some compassion for yourself. Because wherever you're at, I know it's hard to see right now, even for myself, but wherever you're at right now, this present moment, is going to be a lesson for someone someday. And maybe that's a lesson for yourself that you can look back on and be like, wow, look how much I've grown. Look how that motivated me to get to where I am. And I think I'm just letting everything just flow through me and kind of talking to you what's on my heart. But that's kind of what I've shifted to anyways in my life, because I heard this thing today too as well, where it's coming back to your truth. And the more I grow in doTERRA, the more leadership things I hear from higher ranks, and it can be similar to the soul discovery journey of we want to get to a certain point before we are happy. And a lot of these presidential diamonds within doTERRA, the higher level ranks, some advice that they share with us, and I've heard time and time again, is be your most authentic self every day in this business, in your relationships, and that is how you attract people into your life, into your friendships, into your relationships that are going to serve you and that you are going to fulfill your purpose with. And it just reminded me, like, we can tap into that truth of who we are daily. Maybe some days it takes a little bit longer. Maybe we have to journal, brain dump everything that we're going through. Maybe we have to take 2 baths. Maybe we have to do a yoga class. And it's just like, okay, so what? It's the 11th of the month, and I just did a yoga flow, and I felt like the best I've felt all month. And I was clearing that out. And I was working through stuff, because we know yoga affects not only our physical, our emotional, our spiritual health, as well as essential oils. So of course things shifted when I was diffusing lavender, the oil of communication, peppermint, the oil of a buoyant heart, and frankincense, the oil of truth, as I was doing this yoga flow. So diffusing that oil of truth, I noticed I was trying to rush it. I was trying to rush the process. I was trying to rush the yoga sequence. And the more I surrendered, the more I reminded myself, be present. Thank God for Emily leading the yoga sequence, where she reminds us, be with your breath, be where you are in this moment. And I was able to receive some truthful downloads of the lies I was telling myself of, oh, there's not enough people who care about what I do. There's not enough people who to help, like a lot of scarcity mindset stuff was coming up. And that's how I've kind of felt at the beginning of this month. There's not enough time. And as we go through the holidays, you can feel like that as well. There's not enough time to do all my shopping. There's not enough time to meet friends, to go to holiday parties. There's never going to be enough time. And that was another thing I learned today as well, is, and over life, not just today, but I was reminded of today, that we can slow down our own time by choosing how we spend it. And maybe not necessarily slow it down, but have more control over it, have more power in our life by choosing how we spend it. And I'm actually going through a Beautiful Life lab that Ange Peters created. If you're interested in kind of reorganizing your life, really diving into time, how you spend your time, and kind of shifting that into the new year of what you want to bring in and creating this beautiful life for yourself, check her out. She has a wonderful Whole Fit Talks podcast as well. So I'll just give her a little shout out as well, because I'm out of that scarcity mindset. We are all doing wonderful things in this world. We are all serving our purpose and serving the people we are meant to serve when we do connect to our truth, and when we do speak our truth, and when we do serve from that space. And when you're in that truth, when you're in that vibration of this is me, this is who I'm here to help, that's where your confidence comes from. That's what I was longing for the longest time, was how can I be confident? What does my confident self look like? And really it was just getting to know myself, getting to know my truth. And once I knew that, it's giving me chills, but once I knew who I was and what I was here to do, and that when I let go of that scarcity mindset of people aren't going to join me, because that's not true. But once I knew what was true, once I trusted, that's when my confidence came. That's when it all makes sense. That's when you have a vision so big that you keep taking steps every day, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes. Because you know that this little bump in the road is only for a short time. And you know that it's going to help you feel that truth, feel that happiness, feel that higher consciousness again, eventually. And so, yeah, I'm kind of going on a rant, but the goal is not to get to the end. It's not to get to the end of this journey and rush through it and kind of fake it till you make it, it's about showing up every day and connecting to that truth of who you are in ways you know how, with tools that you learn from other people, whether that's a podcast, diffusing oils, yoga, meditation. And if you don't know any tools, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to share. What I might do might not necessarily work for you, but I believe you're watching this video for a reason. And I believe that I'm attracting people in my life that are going to connect with the empowerment tools that I live by and that I'm leading with. And so don't be afraid to explore your curiosities, to explore what interests you. And know that the more you do that, the more you're going to know that that's actually the truth. And maybe what other people around you are doing, or that other people are telling you should do, isn't the truth. It's just a lie you've been telling yourself, that they've been telling themselves since they were little, that someone told them. Can't blame the little them, but yeah, just the goal is to keep shifting into truth every single day and to find balance in that, because this is going to be a never ending forgetting and remembering, because every next level we're going to feel that fear, feel that forgetting, feel that whatever we need to work on. And then we're going to remember. We're going to come back and we're going to feel confident again. So Thank you so much for the hearts over on Instagram. You guys, I can feel you. Whoever's watching, this is amazing. And know that those lies we are telling ourselves, like even me working through this yoga sequence before this call and working through what was coming up, I had like two truths just like come to me. And it was like, actually, no. Like, I know this person who could do this. Have I reached out to them? Have I asked them? No. Well, it's a lie until it's true, until we act and they actually say what we think they're going to say. And so the biggest thing here is trust yourself, explore your truth, come home to your truth because you already have it. But maybe you just have to do some exploring to kind of figure that out with these wellness tools. And then know that the more you take action on this truth, the more you take action in challenging the lies and saying, actually, no, I'm not going to believe that until I know that it's true. And then I'll move on. But just notice your thoughts. Notice your thoughts. Notice what people are saying. And feel free to just like journal about it. Like say, these are the thoughts that are coming up. That's one of my favorite journaling exercises for fear is I list out what's everything that's coming to mind. What am I freaking out about? And then on the next page, I'll say, is that true? Is this actually true? And if it is, then we move into acceptance. Then we move into letting go, to forgiveness, to self-love, self-compassion. But if it's not true, then we create a new story. We can create new thoughts. We can create new affirmations for ourselves, new mantras, new vision boards for this upcoming year, new schedules. Take a look after you watch this live video. Take a look at your calendar. Look what's on it and ask yourself if it aligns, if it feels true to you. And I encourage you, if it doesn't, some things we have to do, yes, but how can we make those more enjoyable, like paying the bills and showing up for work? And how can we make it more enjoyable until we have other opportunities? That was something I struggled with for a while too, is I need to get out of my job. I need to get out of my job. And it's like, no, how can I make this super enjoyable? And is it true that this isn't serving me at this moment? Because it is serving me right now. Hannah says, sending you the biggest hug. This is everything I needed to hear tonight. Yay. Love you, Hannah. Yeah, I had no idea this is what was going to come out, but I needed to hear it myself. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for allowing me to give, but also to receive, because I need to hear this message and I need the support from you guys too. So it goes both ways. And yeah, so if you're looking for a blend, this is random, but it's on the last part of my notes and I'll kind of wrap things up. But feel free to re-watch this, pick up some more nuggets. The more you re-watch, the more you re-listen, the more you train your mind, you train your consciousness, your subconscious. And again, share this with a friend that needs it too, because I know we're not alone. But the blend I wanted to share with you that I briefly mentioned, which is peppermint, frankincense, and lavender, I put this all in a diffuser, but it also is called the Holiday Hustle Blend, and my mentor just made it in our Zen Babe Essential Oil Tribe on Facebook, Alicia Leadham. And the reason she was talking about these oils is because lavender helps you to stay calm. It helps you to communicate your truth. You can apply that to your throat. Peppermint energizes you, motivates you to act on your truth. Remember, I was talking about acting and actually like the part about challenging your lies and acting in order to see if it's true or not. So peppermint always energizes me, and it's the oil of a buoyant heart. So really, how can you be joyful? How can you be energized in your life, vibrant, more flow, more ease, and then frankincense. So frankincense is the oil of truth. It helps you to let go of those negative thought patterns, that negative self-talk. And it helps you to come home to who you truly are, connected to the truth of your thoughts, calming the mind, and purpose. The truth of the divine that's all around you, that's in you, that's in everyone else around us. It's just that we have to clear the clutter. We have to clear the stagnation. We have to clear the pain and the blockages within our body, within our energetic system, our physical body, our mental health, and come back to the truth, come back to frankincense, come back to God. So with that, if you guys have any questions at all, please leave them below. I'm sending you guys all the biggest hug that are watching this. Thank you, Hannah, for pouring that energy into this live cast. And yeah, I think that's what I want to leave you with tonight. I'm excited for where these are going to lead. For a while, I thought about dropping these live casts, but I know they serve people. So if you do have any topics of interest, any questions you're currently going through, or you've heard someone in your life that you really want to help that has a concern, hopefully I can answer those for you. Message me, send your questions in, because I want to show up more for you guys. I want to provide this platform for people to connect and to engage and to know that they're not alone. They have support and they have wellness tools. So I can connect them to those and to community and to support. So thanks so much for watching. Again, send me your questions, and I plan to go live next Tuesday, same time, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful week. Enjoy your night. Enjoy this feeling you're getting. Thanks for all the hearts, all the love. Enjoy the love that's around you and in you. And I love you guys. Have a great night.